Hi, and welcome back to Geekphilia. My name is Kulton, McCall.
And I'm Tifa Barreto.
And we're here at New York Comic Con. Today, we are going to be talking to Matthew Kadish about Earthman Jack versus Ghost Planet. And I'm going to pass it over to Tifa. I think you have a couple questions.
Yes, okay, my first question. What was your inspiration behind this book? Like, did you love sci-fi as a kid growing up and you just like, I gotta write a book? Like,
you know, I did love sci-fi growing up. The inspiration was actually, when I was in college, I had a dream. Can't remember if I was drunk at the time when I was dreaming, but I had a dream about a young boy who found a magic spaceship at the center of the Earth. I woke up, I was like, that's kind of a weird dream, but I liked the idea, so I wrote it down. And when I decided I wanted to write a novel, I kind of dusted it off and I said, wow, like this is a cool story idea. So basically I took from that and added in the notion that basically I took all the sci-fi I loved growing up in the 80s and early 90s and mushed it up into a ball and said, what would this be like if Steven Spielberg directed it? And that was kind of the inspiration for this. This is basically a love letter to all the sci-fi I grew up loving in the 80s and early 90s.
I like that. Cool.
Now, Earthman Jack is really a relatable character for, I'd say, me, myself, and many others. Do you relate to Jack at all, you think?
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of me and Jack, but I think one of the cool things about him is that we've all had experiences where, you know, we liked the person that didn't like us, we were bullied, or, you know, we didn't want to do homework, we'd rather play video games. So, you know, Jack is one of those characters that I think a lot of people can relate to, whether it be high schoolers who are going through that type of thing right now or adults who've been through that type of thing and kind of know where he's coming from. So there's a little bit of Jack in everybody, I'd say.
Yeah.
Let's see, my next question would be, you totally stole my question from me, so I had to think of another question. Let's see, well, my favorite character was Shepard.
Oh.
That was my favorite character. So, let's see.
My favorite character too.
And Shepard was my favorite character. Let's see, like, okay, all the characters, did like each character have like a certain, like, do you know somebody in your life that represents a character? Like, you said, you know, Jack, you personally like relatable. Do you have like each?
I wish I knew people in my life that represented these characters. Unfortunately, I don't know any evil geniuses or pirates. Although I should really befriend more pirates, I think. But, you know, like, I think every character has a part of them that's realistic enough where everyone can relate, you know? Like the character of Scallywag, he's an alien, but he has a skin color that kind of makes him an outcast in his society. I think we can all relate to the idea of, like, being outcast or discriminated against or something like that for reasons that we can't control. And so, like, we also have, like, the big rock monster, Grom, and he's a guy who everyone thinks he's just a dumb brute, but, you know, deep down there's more to him than that. And so, like, looks can be deceiving. So every character has certain things about them that I think everyone can relate to, and I think that's one of the reasons why people respond so well to the book, is they get into the characters, they're like, I like all these characters, not just one, but all of them have something that I can relate to and that I think is cool, and I want to know more about them, and I want to follow them on that adventure.
That's awesome. My favorite character definitely has to be Professor Green.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He just seems like, I feel like I had that professor before, definitely in high school. But
he was actually based off of a physics professor that I had. A little bit of him and a little bit of Doc Brown from the Back to the Future movies.
So my last question for you is, how are you enjoying New York Comic Con so far?
New York Comic Con has been really cool. Like, this is the second biggest Comic Con in the country. It's the biggest one I've done all year. And the cool thing about this place is that even though it's got like the movies and the TV shows and all the like kind of new media stuff going on, it's still kind of geared towards comic books, you know? Like, there's a lot of comic book creators here, there's a lot of comic book vendors, and in some of the other big conventions, you see the comics kind of being marginalized and pushed to the side in favor of like the big name actors and, you know, the movies and the sneak previews and stuff. So it's been really cool to see that, like, there's still a comic book presence here. And the fans have been wonderful. Like, you know, just getting to meet people and like, oh, you like that? I like that too. Let's geek out together. So that's been a lot of fun.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us. And once again, my name is Kulton, McCall.
I'm Tifa Barreto.
And I'm Matthew Kadish. And if you want to check out my book, you can look it up on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, iTunes, anywhere books are sold.
Okay, and we're here at New York Comic Con. Kulton, McCall signing out.